Hi everyone, my name is Kabir Adeyemo and welcome to the Creative Room once again. And it's the second edition of the Creative Room. It's so good to have you guys again joining us. The Creative Room, I mean, this particular episode is very interesting in a couple of ways, and I'm going to explain. So, the Creative Room is a space for honest conversations about building creative careers with clarity, structure, and longevity. So, this second edition, which is titled Powering Your Creative Journey Through Better Decision Making in 2026, is slated to explore how choices you make, from opportunities you take to the systems you build to how you are going to like be shaping the direction and sustainability of your creative career. If you're building a creative career and you want to make smarter, more intentional decisions that move you forward, I mean, I think this session is for you because I have like great speakers. I mean, as a lawyer, there was a time I was representing a client faced with choices of signing a contract that affects both his creative career and commercial gains. So, giving legal business, I mean, I was able to realize that giving legal and business advice is one thing, but making an actual creative decision is another. So, we are going to be addressing all that today, and joining me are three amazing practitioners in the creative industry. We have NK, we have MRZ, and we have Yusuf. So I'm going to be pulling up NK now so we can. Uh, how are you doing, NK? Good
Hi, good
evening.
evening.
How are you doing
I'm
today?
thank you. How are you
Nice to,
doing?
nice to be having you here. So,
Pleasure.
NK, yeah,
Yeah.
can you tell us about yourself? I mean, it's best to hear directly from the horse's mouth.
Uh, my name is NK Okudiri. I am a video and digital creator. I started off making videos for myself, and then I transitioned into making videos for brands and working with clients. Then from there, I moved into building like and having a media house. That's my transition. So I'm a video creator, digital creator, basically.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So, jumping right into it, I mean, today's topic is powering your creative journey through better decision making, right? So, I mean, NK, you have been in the industry for a couple of years, I believe now, and you have met other creatives aside yourself, and you've been able to interact and probably understand where they are or what kind of challenges they are facing in their own career paths, right? So I'm going to be asking you, when you think about your own journey so far, what's one decision that you significantly or what's one decision that significantly shaped where you are today?
Okay, one thing that shaped where I am today is learning to trust my own instincts because
Yeah.
as a creative, I'm always thinking about ideas and stuff. And most
Mhm.
times, I mean, in the past, I will usually doubt myself, but then I'm
Yeah.
like, the clients trust you enough to deliver this, so why not trust yourself enough? So
Yeah.
I've learned to trust
Mhm.
my instincts. I've learned to trust my creativity all the time. At times, it's no, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. 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 True. True.
I'm a creative. Like anything I create is my own idea. So it doesn't have to be
Mhm.
that I copy someone anything. It's my own idea. Like it's the first time I'm doing it, so it's supposed to be new and foreign to me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
my instincts,
I mean,
for sure.
you sound so confident in yourself, and I mean, it boils down to the talents that you believe that you have, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So at what point did you probably realize that talent alone might not be enough, and that the decisions that you also make are as important as the talents that you are confident about?
Okay, so it took me a while to get into that because I just believed I'm a creative. I should only do the creative part of the work. But then you
Mm-hmm.
get to interact with clients, you get to interact with brands, individuals. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn the hard way, had to make decisions for myself. Even when I started, I was undercharging because I didn't know how to go about it. I just loved
Yeah.
to make videos. So like anything you pay me is calm. I would take it. But then over time I had to learn how to make decisions because I had like bills to pay. There was also the
Mm-hmm.
the industry standard of what was happening. So I had to catch up on that as well. I spoke to a couple of my colleagues and they like told me, okay, this is what I'm charging, this is what you're supposed to do. You have to sign
Yeah.
a contract. I'm like, wow, contract. So everything was a bit
Right.
foreign.
Well,
Yeah,
what do you think
to
when they say you should sign a contract? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
I was like, I thought we were all, trying to chill. Like it wasn't that deep.
Everyone
So
is just
I didn't take
vibes
it
and
as
inshallah.
a joke. Yeah, I didn't know it was this serious initially. Till I had one client that always almost like made me regret. So now
Mm-hmm.
before any project happens, I send a contract or the client sends a contract and we go
Yeah.
over it. Then I sign. It's always binding. It's almost we must put pen to paper before we move ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that sounds like it's a lot. But do you think creatives are adequately prepared to make their career decisions? So just like what you said now, when they initially mentioned contracts to you, you felt as though this is not something that you're used to. So
Yeah.
what do you think about creatives that are still living in that space that they don't want to sign contract? They just believe that they can just move around, do things the way they are used to doing the whole business by vibes and inshallah. There's no structure. Or do you think many people are now figuring it out as they go?
I think people are figuring it out. It takes a while to
Mhm.
figure out. To be honest, for me, I had to learn from my own mistake, and I don't want people to learn from them. So they can learn from my mistake. You don't have to make your own mistake to learn from it. You can learn from
Mhm.
anybody's mistake. Having a contract, having a structure will
Mhm.
set you miles ahead. To be honest, like you will
Yeah.
have like even for yourself. Like okay, I had a client. We had a deal. Maybe they wanted like 5 videos, and then in
Yeah.
the middle of the job, they were like, "Oh, let's make it 8 videos." But then, like, we already agreed, but there was no contract. We already agreed for 5 videos, and they're like, instead pushing for extra thing. Okay, maybe give us one picture here. I'm like, if I had a contract, I could go and edit the contract and ask for more money, but it
Mhm.
just seemed on vibes. So
Mhm.
contracts really bind you, like it keeps you in check
Yeah.
and helps you not overdo, to be honest. And try not to over please your clients. Because at times we are creatives and we only know how to create. We want
Yeah.
to everybody, we want to please everybody, but like not at your own detriment.
Mm.
I,
I
I
mean,
think
I
most
attended one
people
session.
yeah. What did you say?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Most people learning now how to have structures and everything. That's where like creative agencies come in.
Yeah.
Like they're coming in now. They're like agencies that manage c- creatives. The creative just focuses on creating, and then they just manage the business part of the job.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a better way to handle it. To be honest.
I mean, personally, I believe your creativity is as important as the business side of things. As you're being creative, you're talented. You still need to like look at the business side of things.
Yeah, but it's
So
not in us. We don't know how to do it, so we have to learn.
yeah. So joining us now is the great man Emaxi. How you doing today, bro?
Yeah, I'm about it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that this kind of like took a while for us to be able to figure out. Oh, where did you go?
Yeah.
Um,
What did you say?
but yeah, I'm so sorry. This kind of like took a while. I had to like travel home day before yesterday or yesterday, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So I've
How
just
was
been
your
trying
trip?
to like yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, I've been trying to
Nice,
figure
nice.
everything out. She left.
No, she's here.
Oh, okay, because I can't see her.
No,
But
she's
yeah,
here. She's here. She's at the backstage.
so yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
cool. So, I mean, for those that don't know who Mr. Emmanuel Oke is, can you introduce yourself? Can you just tell us like a bit about the great man that we have here?
Uh, so my name is Emmanuel. Okay, I work in music, culture,
Mm-hmm.
and media, and I run. I'm the co-founder of a platform called Notesphere. Notesphere is
Yeah.
it's a digital space that
Mm-hmm.
documents like creativity, basically documenting people behind some of the most amazing things that happen in the creative world in Africa and
Mm-hmm.
beyond. And I run a creative collective as well called Kosamot. Kosamot is a collective and a marketing agency. Basically, working with artists primarily, and um, Kusama is also like dropping like records like um from time to time to just
Yeah.
like be able to like, support artists and shine spotlight on them. So Kusama is also like an engine behind More Clues. More
Mm-hmm.
Clues is a distribution platform that we just started like last month. Working with artists like Mustafa, Fimi, and Jams, Kid Clay, and a bunch of others. So
Mm.
serves as a distribution vehicle for Kusamos and Majorly. Those are my primary. Unless I'm forgetting any shot, but those are my primary
I
stuff.
mean, those already sound like a lot already, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
good to have you here, and I mean, the first question I would like to ask you is, what does a good decision look like to you as a creative? Because in everything that you just mentioned now, I think at the same time it's because you have ideas and you're able to like position yourself in such a way that you know what creative or what it feels like to be a creative. Well, that's why you're able to like take on to so many of these roles. So what does a good decision look like to you?
So I don't believe in. I don't particularly believe, and this is just my opinion. I don't particularly
Yeah.
believe in good decisions as a creative, right? I think I was on a podcast sometime. I think last
Mm-hmm.
month or 2 months ago, and I was sharing this as well on how I think about creativity as a journey for like every
Mm-hmm.
creative, right? Every creative is not gonna get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you keep creating or you're in that space, you're gonna find yourself. So
Yeah.
good decisions are just like really. I feel like they are really overrated in terms of like how you want to plan. Because in
Mm.
you trying to like make things happen and you trying to just do things out of the blue, you're gonna find that like, oh yeah, people actually love this. And an example is gonna be, I never even knew I was gonna do this. Like you know me as an artist, and like a lot of people know me
Yeah.
as an artist, and you just like see that like I just kept trying stuff out like even when I was an artist. It's just just trying stuff out and over and over and over again, and until I just found myself here, and it's been
Mm.
successful. I mean, I'd say it's been a great journey for me since I started. So um if you think about it, like as a then maybe when I was like making music, if you said I'm gonna be running a blog on social media, I just probably like look at you as like, oh yeah, that's a bad decision. It's like now
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of like fun because I'm having like so much fun with like everybody that I'm working with and all the
Mm-hmm.
things that I'm doing. So I don't particularly think about good decisions, and I just
Mm-hmm.
see them um I see them as like things that we can be able to just like push from.
Yeah.
Um, we can be able to just get around, find
Yeah.
yourself, get lost as much as possible, do a lot of things, and hopefully, some way the universe is going to find you.
I mean, that's very deep. That's very deep. I'm trying to like process all the things that you just mentioned, which
Yeah.
is going to kind of make me ask you like, what factors do you prioritize? Do you prioritize money? Do you prioritize visibility or alignment or growth or something else?
So I think it's dependent on the project and it's dependent on where you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I try to be very, very expensive creative to work with, right? And also
Why though?
because I was thinking about it today, right? Like I don't get on a lot of stuff or like a lot of jobs um because a lot of the things that I do originally, I do them for free, right? Like we started Notefair, like, oh yeah, I was trying to be self-sustainable when we started Notefair,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a quick go get cash, venture for us. It was just like, oh yeah, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
put a lot of sacrifice in these, and every month then I'm gonna spend a lot of the money that I make personally on Uber to go see like some execs and tell them about the beautiful things we're doing on the platform. And same thing
Mm-hmm.
with Cosamos, right? Cosamos was probably like we invested a lot of money on the Files project last year,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a lot of things that I gear towards to like freely and try to do creatively and just get my hands on. But when it comes to like making things happen, other people, unless it's a project that I
Mm-hmm.
really, 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 really do believe in. Of course, I work on I work on every project I work on. I believe in them, but unless it's like
Mm-hmm.
something that like maybe I have like another level of passion, the same way I have for Notifair, for
Yeah.
Kusamo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying like, oh, just let me make this happen. Like for example, every artist that is working with me right now, we see that like, oh, I'm doing the hard work myself, I'm doing the
Yeah.
designs myself, and it's just a pro bono. It's just like, oh yeah, because I can be able to do it and because I care about this thing, let me find a way to be able to do it for you. So when do I know when it's pay? I feel like it's pay every time, unless I give a fuck about it. Like unless I really really do care about it.
Mm-hmm.
So every time they probably pay me for something. So
I see.
also like the way I think about it. Let me add this. The way I think about it is so I think ahead. I think of the future a lot, right? If I see prospect in something and I see that like, oh, this thing is going to it's gonna become um it's gonna become so thing in the next couple of
Yeah.
months or years, right? One of the best investors. By the way, like all these things are not the only things that I'm invested in. I have like other platforms that I am just a ghost investor on them. Get,
Yeah.
but um I see things, I see artists, I see project, I see anything interesting, and I'm like, oh yeah, this thing is gonna make sense for me.
Yeah.
Particularly for me, it's like, I mean, it's gonna make sense for the person, for whoever it is that I'm working with as well. But for me as well,
Mm-hmm.
I know that
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm because I worked on this thing, it will make way for another thing. So I can be able to now say, oh yeah, let me do this for free. So
Yeah. Calm. Calm. I mean, that's a very deep one, right? Let me pull up my boss. How
okay.
you so? How you doing today? You muted. Uh, can you check your mic? Say something, please. Hello? No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Trying to adjust it. I think you should drop and join again or something. Yeah. Hi, NK. Back to you.
Hi,
How you doing?
Kabir. I'm okay, thank you.
Hope you are still on track. So,
Yes, we
I
are.
mean, Emagzi has said a lot of things about decisions. I mean, you heard what he said about him not being a big fan of the word good decisions. I mean, he just believes decisions are made by creatives based off their own perspective, right? Let me put it that way. So, what do you think are some of the most common decision making mistakes you see creatives make early in their careers?
Huh. Early in their careers,
Yeah,
not having a structure would mess with your flow a whole lot. Like
yeah.
just going with the flow or going with the vibe will mess with your flow, and it take you a while to recover and get back
Mm-hmm.
on track. So like
Mm-hmm.
as early as possible, have a structure. Have like maybe not necessarily a niche, but have a structure. Maybe I'm posting twice a week. I'm making a YouTube video once a month. Like have a structure that
Mm-hmm.
you try to follow, no matter how struggling it can be. So yeah, having a structure
Mm-hmm.
is very key. And also self discipline because like now I'm my own boss. Nobody like I work for myself, and if I don't have a structure, I wouldn't be doing anything because there's
Yeah.
no gun to my head, there's no pressure. I'm just it's all me. Yeah. So having a structure
Mm-hmm.
would go a long way.
But have you ever made a
And
decision that looked right at the time but turned out to be differently? I mean, maybe it wasn't like the best decision that you should have made at that particular time. And what did that particular moment teach you?
okay. I've made a lot of decisions that didn't turn out right. I always stick to my decisions, whether right or wrong, good or bad.
Yeah.
As long as I made it, I'll stick to it and follow it to the end. I will either learn from it or whatever. But I stick to my decisions. It has cost me money and cost me a client because
Mm,
they sent a contract and I didn't really go through it. I'm like, Shan,
mm,
I'll be the last night. No, I didn't get this. There's nothing more than video they were asking for. But then they had other things that I wasn't supposed to share the video on my page to they've shared it on their
yeah.
page first. Like there were a lot of things I skipped because I didn't read through the contract carefully.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have like someone in my team that is a lawyer. So they go through
Mm,
the contracts all the time. Tell me, okay, this is what like literally break it down for me because I don't understand. I mean, I understand the basic contract English, but like
mm.
the next level of the contract English, I don't understand.
Yeah, the technical
So I have
parts.
someone in my team that just, okay,
Like,
this is
yeah.
do you guys, yeah, so just explain it to me, and I'm go, "Wow." Yeah, I make a lot of wrong decisions, but I stick to them. I stick to decisions. That's the only way to learn.
Calm, calm.
Yeah.
Enki, Yusuf. Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, nice to have you. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. How about
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. So, for those that don't know who Mr. Yusuf Aina is, can you tell us? Just share with us. Like, I know you're a man of
Okay.
many
My
things.
name is Yusuf Aino. Thank you. I appreciate. I'm Yusuf Aino, and I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I'm based in Lagos here, and I work across several media, and
Yeah,
I focus mainly on designing of worlds, and I also work in sculptures, paintings, and experimental sounds.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm currently developing two of my characters, Inio and Void, and
But
um,
that's great.
how that influence us as people. Yeah,
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Nice to be having you here. I mean, so I'm going to like
thank you.
ask you one question that I asked Magdi the other time. I don't know if you have a different perspective to it. What does a good decision look like to you as a creative?
Okay, a good decision as a creative.
Yeah.
Um, for me, it starts with actually deciding to do that thing,
Mm-hmm.
despite how it turns out, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
And um, the best decision to make is to just try,
Mm.
is to give it a shot. Because whether it turns out good or it turns out bad, you can never know.
Yeah.
Which, when I did my first solo exhibition in 2023 in Lagos, which was
Yeah.
called Escape Room, and it was majorly focusing on choice making, decision making, but primarily on the state of mind and emotions that
Mm.
influences these choices. So, and what I was able to gather through my own personal research, personal life observations, and also observations in other people and asking questions from other people, I
Yeah.
realized, a lot of most of the time as humans, we don't know what's going to happen next. We can forecast, we can predict, we can assume, but
Mm. Uh, we lost him for a minute. Yeah, Enki, let me quickly have you. Yeah.
Okay.
It seems so. Enki, you were saying something the other time, which kind of strikes me, and I just want to like quickly ask you before I go to Maxi. Why do you think many creatives struggle with saying no, even when they should?
Um. So I'll speak for myself at the
For
beginning
yourself, I
phase.
mean. Okay.
Yeah. At the beginning phase, I didn't know any better. So I thought any inquiry means good. You understand? That
Yeah.
means my work is being seen or appreciated. So I will take on
Mm-hmm.
anything. Like I'll take on anything. And then I also needed money badly because I was always surviving on my creative funds. So like I'll say yes to
Mm-hmm.
anything. I'll take any job because I didn't. So I just felt like if you saw my work and if
Oh,
you reach out to me to work, that means I'm good. Like
yeah.
enjoy. So
Yeah,
getting it.
but you were taking anything.
What did you say?
But you were taking anything.
I was taking anything. Yeah, anything. I was doing everything. I didn't. I mean, it got to my head. It get to my head that oh,
Were
that
you
means
doing
my
that? Were you doing that to like get visibility? Probably when you get visible to many people, you are able to now start charging properly. or what
I
was the
was
strategy between the taking
really
anything at the
there was
point?
no
Is
strategy.
it is
I
it
was just
out of desperation?
so I was just excited that people like my work and they want to see my
Mm.
work. Yes, so it was out of desperation, it was out of poverty, it was out of not knowing my worth as well.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's actually you being honest over there, and I really
yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, that's like very
So I was
that's
taking
something I
anything, I
need.
was
I mean,
collecting.
someone watching us right now could probably be in that position, right? What do you think the person probably could should maybe probably should do differently if they find themselves in that kind of position situation, or do you think they should just maintain that taking anything for the period of time? I mean,
I mean, don't take anything, don't take everything. I mean, initially
because
you
the reason why I asked is that many people take anything because they are still strategic about it. So an example is maybe you're engaging me as a photographer, right? I'm underground photographer. I'm done with all my learning to today to after a course, right? But I'm trying to like get myself out there. So I'm being strategic about the kind of photography that I want to do. I'm not doing the general photography. I want to be very specific about the photography that I'm doing. So I am probably charging like professionally for every other thing. However, for the particular photography that I want to do, I am taking anything because that is what I am most interested in and I'm trying to like build a name in that field. Do you understand?
yeah, I understand. That actually makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. If you're doing it with with strategy, that is smarter than just
Yeah,
on vibes. Yeah. So
yeah,
know what you
yeah.
want, like from the jump, from the get go. Know what you want.
Mm,
Don't just take any job just because. Even while taking anything, like you said, for the visibility, don't take any. Don't reduce your worth. Like I don't know how to explain it. Don't try not to reduce
I
your worth
understand.
because there's a way people look down on us.
Yeah.
Like now, you see, like for a wedding now, you see the proposal for a wedding. The venue is like 5 m, the food is another 3 m, the decor, everything is budget. Then it comes to the media guys, they're putting like 200K, 500K. Like they don't really value what we do, and they put it because they will know they can
Mm,
get people to do it. So
yeah.
they'll get someone
Mm,
desperate to do the job, and maybe it can also
yeah.
be a good job, funny enough. But yeah, it's not. People don't really know our worth.
I mean, that
I
makes a
mean,
lot
they
of sense.
know, but they don't really know our worth. So I rather not. I
Mm,
rather maybe I won't go hungry, but I will not take a job that will diminish my worth drastically. I mean, at times push
I
comes to shove, and
understand.
I will just forget them. But but
Got you.
yeah,
Got
I
you.
really try not to go below because once you start, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yusuf,
downhill from there.
Hi.
yeah. Were you also taking anything when you started?
If I was charging people when I
Yeah,
started,
if you were charging like lesser than what you would have ordinarily charged because you were trying to, I don't know what it is, what it could be for you, probably out of desperation, probably strategic, or what it is for you.
well, for me, I was doing art because I love it. I was creating
Mm,
because I enjoyed it. It was later I knew there was money in it, and when I started, I just wanted to do things and let people see the beautiful things I can do. And also, if I'm going to be honest, I was using every job I was creating to practice. So
that's another
because
perspective now. Your own is like the
yeah, so I
third
was
leg of
using
you.
like I was using every job I was getting to practice because
Yeah.
like I knew I knew I'm not even like close to where I want to be,
Mm,
right?
mm,
And I have like a vision as a person to like there's a level in which I have always had in mind to get to, and I wasn't there, and I cannot be there
mm-hmm,
if I didn't feel like I would be there if I was just chasing the money.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, I was majorly focusing on the money for the materials I need to use to execute the job. Then I charge what I understood could be the value. I knew it wasn't the value, but I just put a certain amount to whatever I'm charging at the
Yeah.
time. And there's some gigs I just do it because I like the idea, and the person approached me in a way that I enjoyed or were trying to build a relationship. So I was charging what at the time I thought I could charge, because I know if
Mm,
I
mm.
charge outrageously and I'm not even at the level where I can charge
Nobody will
whatever I
engage you.
like. Exactly. And with the idea that I want to practice, I don't have the money to get these materials myself to rehearse or to
Mm,
practice or
mm.
test things I experiment. I can't do that if I don't accept the job, even though it's underpaying me. So those are the sacrifices I personally made as a creative when I started.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of sacrifice. I don't care about I didn't used to care about what I look like. I didn't care whether I had the best phone or the best shirts or the best app. All I was
Mm,
doing was exploring materials, and at a point I tried to even make my own paint marker. I wasted a lot of
mm.
paints. So for me, I
Man.
was focusing more on just executing things so I can see what is on the other side of the page.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
you have to read through the pages to get to the other
Yeah. I mean,
side, or else
that makes a lot of
that's the
sense.
experience. Yeah. And
Maxi.
eventually eventually I started charging when I started understanding that there's levels to these things. Selling my artwork, I started understanding after mentoring under Ken Diogo. I started understanding that there are like price ranges, there's markets, there's
Mm,
this.
mm.
And yeah, and that was already me when I was already like 7 years into the practice, or five
Yeah.
years into the
Yeah.
practice.
That's fine. Maxi, I mean, I don't want to ask you the same question whether you're also like taking anything, right? But the question I will ask you is, how do you evaluate whether an opportunity is like truly worth taking? You're muted.
So I actually like to answer the if I was taking anything.
Were you taking anything too?
Yeah, I think so. To be very honest, 'cause, like my journey started from me being a photographer actually, like
Oh,
even
really?
before me, and it started from being a photographer. So I kind of like evolved into like um different fields, like when it comes to creativity based on the needs. Because now like I discovered I can make music, and with making music I could take my own photographs, right? And
Mm,
I design artwork for myself, because the same software you use to edit pictures, same software you use to do the designs, Photoshop.
mm.
And it's like, oh, I realized that like every problem that I faced, kind of like I have the solution with me. So I was going in and hard for myself in terms of like, oh yeah, me solving these problems for myself, and people seeing that like, oh yeah, who is doing this thing for you? And they saw the
Mhm.
opportunity to reach out and say, oh yeah, come do this for me. But across like everywhere, I was working with like artists, I was working with brands. I think one of my biggest job, like when I was like 16 or 17, was Unilever came to the school. They came to Uniloring at the time, and they needed posters and flyers for their campus. So they're doing something around like campus something. It was like that's like I made 20K from that, and that was like probably like my biggest money that I've made. And it
When
was
you were
really
like the
really
biggest rapper in the school.
and it was really really good. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm like anything that I see that I believe that, because my thinking then wasn't just that, oh, I'm working for Unilever. It's like, Unilever, because of what I'm
Uh,
about to do for them, they could help me. They could say, oh, I'm a campus ambassador, or make me an
yeah,
ambassador in the future, and help my music in one way or the other. But
yeah,
I saw opportunity like in every major thing, and I feel like taking like anything at the time also like helped me shape what I was going to be. So, but forgetting your second question, so please remind me again.
yeah. I mean, I was saying that. So, how do you now evaluate whether an opportunity is like truly worth taking?
So I feel like now is different because like oh I understand the my value and I mean
Yeah,
I understood my value then but like I was ready to like be able to throw myself at so many things. How do I evaluate if something is worth taking? Is just as I said, like it's foreseeing, right?
yeah,
It's like it is foreseeing that or this thing, even if we don't do it in this way, and I will give you an example, right? Files is a project that dropped. We had 11 artists on it, and it cost us a lot of money. Like it cost me like a lot of money. It cost me my house rent even. That's not why I'm on, by the way. But it cost me a lot of things, and when I think about it, it's like, oh, this project could blow, or it could make
hmm,
sense, or like people could listen to it. But also, if
yeah,
you think about it, it's like that's not the only reason why I'm probably going to be doing something like that. I was like, oh, in what way, what other ways can this benefit me? It's like, and I feel like so far for the last 1 year, this position me better because I've really been concerned about like how people view me in terms of like, oh, this guy is a field artist or like this guy is a so thing. Right. It's like, oh yeah, that project is kind of like, positioned me in a way that like I wanted people to see me as someone that cares about, music, that cares about the culture, that cares about like, what
yeah.
goes on in the entertainment space and stuff. So I just like basically foresee and say like, oh yeah, it's not just one thing. Like everything that I do, there's probably like the most obvious reason why I'm probably doing it. Maybe there's one money somewhere. No, aside from that, there's always like some extra other things that I can like see. Mm, these
Yeah.
things can be just show, probably not just for myself, even for like everybody around me and like for everything I'm building. So yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So, what do you think are the red flags creatives should watch out for when making career decisions?
The direct what?
Like the red flags that you think creatives should look out for when they are making career decisions
The red flags. The red flags in okay in the
in
decision.
opportunities. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe the opportunities that you just mentioned now. So, an opportunity comes from Unilever when you were in school, and probably at that particular period of time, you were not as informed as you are right now, right? So, what do you think could have been one of those things that you as a creative should consider before even accepting something as big as that, even though it was big on the outside? But I mean, were there
Yeah.
other things to consider?
Mm. So I mean, I can't think of any red flag right now, by the way. But my belief is that I think everything in this industry is out to get you one way or the other, right?
Yeah,
And you just have to be able to be proactive, right? I feel like that's the only
mm,
thing that I require from like anybody
yeah,
working in this space, like that proactiveness in just like making things happen and just like putting things in place. So I can't think of red flags now, but like if you're working with someone that like probably like I probably like say with people, it's like people are usually like the things that if the deal is too good, and like, okay, I think that's that's a red flag. If the deal seems too good, oh my god, because when I was 300 level, someone reached out.
yeah,
Oh Jesus, it's such a gist because I've not said it publicly anywhere. So someone reached out to me, and I feel like that could have changed the trajectory of my life, like
share
entirely,
it, please.
like in a negative way, probably. But when I was in 300 level, someone that reached out, and they have money, and I mean they seem to have a lot of money, and they reached out to me as like, oh yeah, they wanted to sign me, right? Um, I come from a background of me having to do like a lot of things myself, right? Because I used to manage my producer when I was 16. And I come from this background where it's like I've seen like everything that happens like in the record labels and the studio. I can if I need to go to the studio now, I could make sure like I release an album tomorrow if I like, right? So um then like the person that reached out to me and said, oh, they wanted to sign me. They wanted to sign two people, me and someone else, right? I'll protect the person's name. And
Yeah,
they went ahead to sign the person. But it's like, I was at this meeting and the person was promising me like a lot of stuff. They were like, oh yeah, we want to sign you. But I could just notice that like I don't want to say they were bluffing, but like it was just too
too much.
sketchy. Because
Yeah.
So I feel like for every creative or for everybody, I feel like the most important thing is not you being in the craziest or your the craziest place.
Mm.
Like for example, I saw this ID Kabasa interview where I think they wanted to sign Seriki and or they wanted to sign Alamide and everybody
Olamide and
tendered
one other guy.
yeah, they wanted to what they want, and everybody said, "Oh, they want house, they want this thing." I feel like the most important thing is like your art, like your whatever it is that they want you to, whatever
Yeah.
it is that is gonna make your head, right? And at the
Mm.
time, it
Mm.
didn't seem like when they gave me the deal or they reached out to me, and so it was a restaurant. You just know, like, and I sat with the person, and it's like it seemed like I knew what I was doing. It seemed like
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like I was very sure of myself. And the person didn't like it because everything they said was just weird. Like they were gonna give me bouncers. Like what do I need bouncers for? Like when I was like 10 or 19, you know, like that's like the least of my problem. And I'm like, like really the most important thing. I don't even need a house. Like I'm still in school. I'm gonna be in my hostel. The most
Yeah.
important thing for me at the time was just making sure like I'm heard and like people know me much more and everything. But knowing things like that, like things that distract your art or like things that distract, don't be too crazy about like some opportunities or like they're gonna put you in a boat or shoot videos with TJ Murray. Yeah, bro,
Mm.
you don't even need a video with TJ Murray. All respect to TJ Murray. But so I feel like that's that, and it would not phase happen as well, right? It's where like we've had like executives, like people in the industry reach out to us and say, well, they wanted to like take a stake off Notifair, and it just seemed like where we are at the moment is not just really where we want to use this certain
Yeah.
person or be able
Yeah.
to get things. So I think people should like avoid too good to be true. But when it comes to like working with people as well, the red flag should be if someone doesn't listen to you or like find compromise because in as much as you are creative and you might be wrong sometimes. Like whoever it is that
Yeah.
is working with you have to be able to like certify middle ground. They're not gonna be right every freaking time. So you have to be able to like work with someone that listens to you as well and find a way to be able to
Yeah.
understand your problem. Like those are the things, those are the red flags I'm gonna like.
Yeah. Thanks so much for that. I mean, so NK, let me quickly like ask you something, right? So Emagzi has said a lot of things around the red flags, the opportunities, but you personally, have you had to walk away from something that seemed like it was a big opportunity? I mean, what informed that decision of walking away?
Have I ever walked away? I don't think I have walked away. I don't think I've walked away from any big opportunity. Like
I
even if
mean,
I
so
can't
there was a stage of your life when you were taking like anything, or I mean, maybe you got to another stage where you had a reason to say no to something,
okay.
even though the that thing is probably a big opportunity.
I mean, I don't think any big opportunity would charge me less,
Oh,
like or yeah, will value me less than my worth. So if it
mm,
was really a big opportunity, they would have paid my worth.
mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that
Any,
makes sense.
any, anything I've had to walk away from wasn't really for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Let
at
me let
times
me
if
ask you so.
okay.
Yeah, please go ahead, NK. You want to
Okay,
say
I said
something,
if
NK?
even at times if I can't meet up to what like if I can't give them what they want, I'll also give them an
Yeah,
alternative. Like there's another option. Okay, if you can't do this because of this price, you can do the reduced form of it for so and
yeah.
so fee. So like I give them options of what we can do. So if you can't afford making a film for 100 million, we can make a short film for 30 million. So like
Mm.
there's always options. Yeah. So I barely leave
I
money on
like
the
the I
table.
like I like the figures, the million figures. Yusuf, let me ask you the same question. Have you had to like ever walk away from any big opportunity? Do you want to tell us?
Yes, a lot.
You looked like one. That was why I had to like bring you up. Why though? What
Well,
kind of opportunity? You don't have to like mention names.
they
Just
just didn't want to. They didn't want to
yeah.
pay value, but they want to own
Oh
all
yeah.
the rights.
Oh yeah.
So stuff like that. Yeah, he could have given me like fame, put me in some positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But if they are not willing to like bend their, if they really want you, if you're not part of like the shuffle face, you know,
Mm.
they will, if they really wanted me, I think they
Mm.
would have found a way around working with me. It's just like what Inke said, and there's always levels to it. So
Yeah.
if you go to okay, let's talk about, let's just see Geomori as example,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Geomori wants to shoot a campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
He will definitely have the levels of
People,
campaign
models.
shoots, right? So if you come
Yeah.
to him and let's say you are talking to Pelix, for example, at the same time, or you're basically just where the client is basically just moving up and about,
Yeah.
and they are not they you are not what they want to use. They will not come back to find a middle ground with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, that's what it was. If I had jumped with their own proposal, like what they wanted to
Mm.
offer me, which obviously I can I can get that from like one of my pieces. Let's say I'm selling an artwork for 1 million naira, and they
Yeah.
want me to do a collaboration with them, and the collaboration and owning all the rights requires 10 million naira, and they're offering me 1
Yeah.
million naira. To me, it's not making
Yeah.
sense, right? Um,
Yeah.
so opportunities like that, I've walked away from them. I've walked away from opportunities, that I can obviously see that they're trying to put the idea of we're trying to help your career. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Those are kind of,
Mm-hmm.
when you ask red flags, those are the kind of red flags. If they are feeling like they want to help your life, it's not pure. Once they are done, it will be like you guys never chatted. Once you're done with the job, it will be like you never chatted. I've
Yeah.
been in positions like
They'll
that in my
ghost you.
early stage, and it will feel like you're working with a big, at the moment it's like, oh yeah, you're talking to your friends, oh this is project I'm working on, but after that project, forget, you are just maybe you're number 10 out of number 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel
I
like
think.
the
I
best
think.
opportunities mostly they grow in the process. Do you understand?
Mm.
And you won't even know. It won't come, it will come gradually. Like my first time ever, I traveled to the UK or traveled out of Nigeria,
Out
or
of the.
it happened like play. I traveled to the UK to just paint people's faces. I was paid like my flight, accommodation, everything was paid. I only had like 50K in my account. Do you understand?
Oh.
At the time, and everything was paid for. The way it started was a process. The person was my friend. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And even when the person was feeling like the opportunity might not click, but it still felt okay, right? So those are the kind of things I feel I've walked away from, like a couple of things. Trust me, like I will get that 20 million naira now, right? But what happens to my career? What happens to
Yeah.
the
It's not.
value of my career? When what happens when the market, or the arts, so the art world dynamics shifts from
Yeah.
popularity to value,
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
structure, to um context, right?
I mean,
So
you even mentioned something the other time about the rights when you said the big company probably just wants to like own your rights. It's just struck a particular question
mm,
in me to ask you, and it's one of the things that you just even mentioned now with respect to structure. So, how important do you think structure is in making better decisions? Do you think it's best for you to or is it only your creativity that you're supposed to like be looking at? Do you have to like be looking at the business part of things? Do you have to like be looking at the legal part of things, the people you also work with, the kind of relationships that you're building?
Okay. For me, I'm going to use myself really as an example. I didn't grow up from like a family where there's like business or they are teaching you how business or like we're all running after money. I
Mm,
didn't grow up with the money chasing or like oh, you have to be rich.
mm.
Most of my life I was all
You're
about
comfortable.
waking up the next day and making sure I eat that day. Nobody's thinking about there isn't room or like there wasn't a structure where in our lives we are investing. What we can also today is what we used to eat today. Then
Mm,
we'll go eat tomorrow. So that's how I
mm,
grew up. I didn't grow up. I'm not a nepo baby. I don't have any family member in any high places. Do you understand? So I structure wasn't when it comes to when it comes to structure. The structure I had was my creative structure. Basically,
mm.
knowing that okay, this thing I want to know how to do it. I practice
Yeah,
how to do it. I do it,
yeah,
and I share it or just have it in my portfolio. I wasn't creating for anybody,
yeah.
right? But when it comes to structure as a creative, over the years that I've understood, which I wish I was told or I was taught over the year
Yeah.
when I started, um, having um, a structure of yourself personally.
Mhm.
Do you understand? Because
Yeah.
if you are not structured as a person personally in your life,
Mm.
in how you're, you know, in how you're planning to do things, it might affect your finances as well, right? And I also wish I had a good financial structure. So if I was earlier, I was told about investing. I was told about, having to split your money in things and not just saving your money in one
Money
place.
for food, money for transportation.
Transportation. Do you understand? Like when you have money, you have your money. When your money comes in or you get a gig, you have your money, you know, put in like several
Into different
spaces
things. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will help your creative flow or that will help your life basically because for me then I was okay once I get a gig I do the gig, I remove the material money, I make sure it's enough. That money I'll save it, buy my normal little art materials, then the rest use to survive to the next job. There wasn't
Mm.
the idea of multiplicating that money that I
Mm.
have. Do you understand? So, as
Yeah.
artists, as creative, it is very important to start understanding the need for multiplying your, whether it's in the arts, if you is to, buy, invest in like shares and buy a couple of things or properties,
Yeah.
or even, use that money to start a mini business somewhere. It
Mm.
helps. You need, as a creative, you need money to allow you to keep testing or trying out things that you
Mm-hmm.
are imagining.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem as a creative in Nigeria is not being able to access the experimental materials or ideas.
Mm.
You know, most of the works I have done are things that I use my own money to test out.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to come and knock your door and say, "Hey, take this money." Or there's nobody, me personally, I can go and meet that. There's this idea I want to try. I need 1 million naira. Nobody's going to come and there's nobody. So
Yeah.
if you know you don't have uncles and aunties that can support your career, best is to create a financial structure plan And when you eat big, treat the money like you are still broke. Do you understand?
What?
Treat the
What?
money like you're still broke because see now nobody saw this whole Iran war coming. Things will strike in different ways,
Hmm.
not to scare you, but just to make you have a way of structure and financial planning. Then when it comes to legal, in terms of what you said, owning rights and all, for me, I think I kind of know how to read something and kind of understand it. And if I don't understand, I will ask questions a lot, And I watch a lot of movies, so I see a lot of legal conversations. Like I watch the series
Hmm.
Suits. I watched it, I replay it, I learned a lot of things. I've had friends who are like lawyers. I just hear their terms, I read it, and when I'm reading my contract, I read it I read it like I'm reading a storybook because
Hmm.
what you need to know is already there. Those big grammars are just to slow your brain down
Yeah.
or make you feel bored, right? So, basically understanding the core things and core process of your value. So, if someone is bringing an offer to you as a creator or as a person, you need to have that mental structure ready. Structure is wide. It is wide. There's the financial structure. There's your own personal life structure. Having your space is a structure. If you don't have your own space to create, first things first is to have that structure because a roof over your head is
Yeah.
better than not having food to eat.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that way you can rest your head, you can think of what next, you can think of an idea. Do you understand? I started off without any structure, and even
Hmm.
inside that no structure space, I was able to still create because I had to also accept where I was,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
for you to develop yourself, you need to accept where you are because acceptance is the first stage to be able to see the things that are missing.
Hmm.
You'll be able to look down, okay, this thing is taller than me. All right. What are the things around me that I can use to put it together to climb this thing that is higher than me, right?
Hmm.
Not
Hmm. Hmm.
complaining, oh, this thing is so high, this thing is so high, right? Um,
Hmm.
so that's also another thing. And um, yeah, structure is important.
I mean, you said a whole lot. You said a whole lot, and I deeply appreciate you've been able to like share some bits,
Thank you.
let me just pull up Maxi. Maxi. Yeah. So I mean, Yusuf has been able to like touch on so many things which I deeply appreciate, as I mentioned the other time. But I want to ask you one question: how do you filter like advice from others versus your own instincts?
How do I filter advice?
Yeah, advice from third parties, from other people versus trusting your own instincts.
I don't listen to anybody. I
Right.
don't listen to anybody.
So when you are setting out as a creative, there's this notion of, oh, you should have a mentor, you should have someone you look up to, or you probably have a manager, because there's no how you can be able to. You're not a perfect human. There's no how you're able to like see all your mistakes by yourself. So you probably need to like lean on the advice or the notion of other people to be able to like also adjust. But I mean, let me hear from you. That's just the general knowledge.
Yeah, man. To be honest, I'll be lying if I say you're gonna know, or
As a
there's a
stubborn boy,
pattern.
yeah, continue.
There's a pattern to which you're going to know whose advice you're gonna like listen to
Yeah.
when you're supposed to stand your ground. I feel like the ultimate thing is trusting yourself. As everything still lies on the first thing I said on this call, which is like as a
Mm-hmm.
creative, get lost as much as possible so that you can be able to find yourself. Right.
Mm.
Um, you're going to just trust that you're always going to find yourself. I like if you're true
Mm,
to the act and you're not like doing it for the purpose of oh oh so thing so thing.
mm,
Just keep doing it. You're going to like find yourself.
mm.
Well, I mean, it's definitely fine to like be able to have someone that understands your goal. I feel
Yeah,
like when to know is going to be when they are when their explanation towards like a certain decision is just it resonates with where you're going to, right? And an example is going to be there's an artist that I work with, like she got the song with us last week, and I made the artwork, and it's like I had the artwork like idea because I also kind of like
yeah,
yeah now the song. I had a artwork idea like about a year ago. That, oh, I want to use this for a female artist, and when I was on the call with her, um, it's just like oh yeah, I think you should use this artwork. But my own advice was just that oh the artwork you did last is also
cool.
related to this thing that you're about to do now. And I believe that if you run on this project, on this line of artworks being like in
Yeah,
this way, it's just gonna make a lot of sense. So making them see that like I'm not just making my decision out of thin air to be able to convince them is like
yeah,
shows them that like, oh yeah. Now it is not just this guy's not just saying that like oh I should do this thing. They're saying it because I understand where you are going, and these are the reasons why you should. Um, I think I'm going to be able to do it. So I feel like that's like one of the major things to like be able to look out for. Like basically any advice or anything that aligns with your goal. For example, if you
yeah,
tell me, "Oh, this is how Tim Cook did his thing," or "This is how Steve Jobs," or
yeah,
Kanye West, any of these guys that I really really respect, and you reference them in my decision making, and I probably like definitely do want to consider because like it
yeah,
aligns with the way that I'm thinking about myself.
yeah. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
NK, do you also listen to people or you don't like a magazine?
I by the way,
Oh,
I actually do
wait,
listen
wait,
to
wait, wait, wait.
people
yeah,
a lot.
yeah, a
I
magazine.
didn't say
Sorry,
I
NK.
didn't say I was like I said I was gonna say every time you bring me on I said I was gonna say so I didn't say hi to like NK and the guy
Oh, yeah.
when you
It's okay.
I'm so sorry I
Yeah,
may need to say that hi guys how you doing.
I'm alright. Thank you. Lovely to meet all of you.
Good. Nice
Yes
to
sir.
meet you
Let me go back to
guys.
my idea.
Yeah, I'm with you, NK. Do you listen to
Yeah,
people
so
or you're
I actually do listen to people a lot. So in life, yeah, I've learned to know, like, I've learned to know my agencies. Some people hear more when other people tell them. Some people hear more from their instincts. Some people hear more from like different species. Maybe nature can speak to you or
yeah.
whatnot. So you need to know your
Mm-hmm.
agency. You need to know where you hear things from. Personally, I hear things from people a lot. I listen to a lot of people. I watch a lot of things. So like I just pick different things. Then now I use my instincts to filter what I hear, basically. But I listen to people a lot. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean I'll take your advice or I'll discard your
Yeah,
advice. I would just listen. Like if there's any atom of sense in it, I'll shall still wait at the end of the day, but I'll
yeah.
listen.
What about you, Yusuf?
For me, advice. Hmm. I listen to just like what NK just said now. Like, I think it's important to listen, whether you take it or not. There's something about the brain and the life. There's this wave. Uh, wait, it's not here.
No, he's not.
There's network.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
if I should keep
dropped.
going.
I think she's going.
For me, I feel like it's more about understanding that you actually know nothing,
Hmm.
Mm,
and
yeah.
when you accept that you know nothing, you begin to know things, right? And sometimes a couple of things, whether you want to hear it or not, or maybe it's a bad advice or it's a good advice. I feel like advices are they are waves that appear majorly not just because of that moment when you are actively doing something, but it could
Mm-hmm.
be a wave later, Do you understand? It could be a way for later. It could be a, because there are some advices that someone has advised me now that I did not listen, or that I don't need, or I don't want. But later, a part of my brain or my mind replayed it at the moment where I needed it. Do you understand? So, and I've had people who have mentored me. Who The thing is, you need to find something higher than just yourself, uh, because you are growing, and it now depends on the dynamics of the relationship you have with whoever is trying to advise you. Google is a medium of advice. You don't want to say you have never gone on Google to search for something. Your friend, your dad, everybody, advice can come from anywhere. And I listen, and I pick what I need at the moment I need it. Sometimes I try what I'm being told. Listening doesn't even mean you do it, right? It just means you are gathering information. And for me, how things have worked for me so far in my career is I gather a lot of information that I don't use, but they are there. And when I need them, I subconsciously, I subconsciously act towards them, and I apply them. Because you have to try. If you don't try something, you can't
Yeah.
know if it's gonna work or not. So yeah, I've been mentored. I never knew anything about the art space. I didn't even know that there was a different kind of primer for a canvas until someone who has more experience than me told me that there is. I didn't know that there is an art market. Growing up, I thought I would just have one shop and I'll paint on the canvas and I'll hang my work for people to come and buy. I didn't know they can fly you to abroad to paint your eyes, so that you can just paint someone's eyes and someone paid all expense paid for you.
Yeah.
And opportunities like that. Okay, let me share this. The first time I entered a plane, I went to Abuja. So I was in the studio trying to work on a piece, and I got a call from Abuja. That was the first time I did a gallery show, and the show
Yeah.
happened in the presidential villa during Buhari's time. So we had a
Mm.
group show that was curated by Bayo Mobo, the photographer to Buhari at the time, and I was just there. I don't even have an ID card. I don't even know how to book a flight. I don't know anything. I don't even have good clothes to wear to anywhere. And they called me, hey Yusuf, so someone dropped your name for this. Are you free to come to Abuja tomorrow? I'm like, okay, I didn't know what to say. And I was around someone who has more
What were you saying at the
experience.
time? Were you in Lagos at
I
the time?
was I was in Lagos. Yes, I was in Lagos.
Okay.
I was in Lagos, and to me, I was like, it's too sudden. Can we do it next tomorrow? And my mentor at the time, when I told him about it, he was like, "Are you okay? you know, call them back now and tell them you will make it." Do you understand? And I was like,
Yeah.
boss, I don't have ID card. It was like, what's the time? Assess your position and assess the situation. And it's still tomorrow. So I said, this is 1 p.m. or so. And he was like, okay, don't you have knowledge in graphic design? Don't you know where to print? I said, yes, I then go and design your ID card, for crying out loud. Don't you do you know I started assessing all these things, and it was just making sense. And I quickly left the house. I said, leave this painting. You have an opportunity in front of you that will help your career. Why not just assess things and do it now? Because you might
Yeah.
not be the only one on the list. You are the one who is available now. Do you understand?
Mm.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
they made it clear, oh, someone dropped your name among a list of artists. Are you
Mm.
available to come tomorrow? We'll book your flights now, provide this. Do you understand? And I was like, okay.
Mm.
Then I tried. I didn't know whether the ID card will work or it will come out well or anything.
Mm.
I just I went to my at the animation studio I used to work there. I used the laptop, just designed the ID card, ran to somewhere in Bagada, one side in Ifako, printed it. I looked for where to print ID card for 3 hours. I printed the ID card, laminated it, then sent my picture of my ID card, sent it to them, and they booked my flight. I didn't even know where the airport was. Do you understand?
Mm.
Eventually, I made it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we did a residency for a week in Abuja. Then we did the show after we did the show afterwards, and that's how it happened. So imagine I didn't have someone to advise me at that moment. Like to me, I'm like, I'm not. It's too soon, right? But I made it.
mm, mm,
You understand? And now I can boast that I have that in my CV. And that's not where it even ended. These people I worked with, I was able to now do another group show in the gallery majorly with them, which
yeah,
kickstarted my art career when I started selling my
mm,
paintings, which also gave more opportunities for they were even the same gallery I worked with to do my first solo. Do you understand? All those relationships
yeah,
started from somewhere, and it takes a moment for you to either mess something up or do it well if you don't have the right person to talk to. Whether it's a good
mm.
advice or not, listen and assess. When you
This is true.
assess the situation where you are at, what can you achieve, what you cannot
Yeah,
achieve, then you pick it
yeah.
up from
Got
there.
you,
That's
got
it.
you, got you, got you,
And
got you, got you. I mean, why?
having a mentor doesn't necessarily means you choose your mentor. Sometimes your
Mm,
life and your career will choose, and the time will choose your mentor. I didn't choose. I didn't say, "Oh, I want this person to be my mentor." Once they fuck with what you're doing and you're doing it well, and they see the hunger and fire in your eye,
yeah,
it's obvious that all their English will pay off on you. And some most of the time it's not about strategies. It's about just caring about what someone does, just caring about
yeah.
somebody, and it's not everybody is out to get you. Uh
Facts.
you can call me Luffy. I trust people. I put my trust forward because we lack it sometimes. I sometimes you stay low key and you observe, but at the same time, you have to understand where you're at, what you're doing, who you're doing it with. If you're saying that, yeah, this thing is not working for me, or it's not putting me in the position that I can survive, not position that you want to avoid or be shy of, but a
Yeah,
position that is going to pull you down or put you like destroy you, you pull out. You come out of it. Avoidance doesn't necessarily mean you are wise.
mm,
you
mm,
know,
mm.
so you can avoid things, but if you are able to, because when you are, we're talking about decision making, right? Avoiding doesn't mean
Yeah,
you have made the best decision. It just means you are running away from something that is pushing you to move for to push yourself. If it's trying to push you to push yourself and put you in a position that is uncomfortable, that won't destroy you, but that will make you better, then you should just do that. So that's what I think. Yeah.
I mean, thank you so much for that. That's very, 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 very insightful. I mean, you
My
guys have
pleasure.
been very more than amazing today. And while we are trying to like wrap it up, I'm just going to ask each and every one of you like the same question. Can you guys hear me very well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. So, I mean, I'm going to like, be starting from Emaxi. So, Emaxi, same question for everyone though, but Emaxi is going to start the answer. So, if you could give one piece of advice to a creative trying to make decisions right now, what would it be? I mean, you said a lot
Mm.
of things. You guys have said a lot of things. But if you are asked to give just one piece of advice, what is it?
So
What
I'm
are you
trying
guys
to
doing?
post my Inky's camera. It's like she catch me.
That's nice.
Yeah. So
One piece of advice, or more, no, don't advise me like this. So, because you guys make me feel like listening to advice is not so bad. Because me, I don't be listening. I don't be listening to anybody. I just been doing my thing. But yeah, like I just said, like this has been so insightful, and I really, really appreciate. The advice to give for creative is gonna be the first. I think I've been saying the same thing on every question you ask me, which is like get lost as much as possible. You're gonna find yourself. Because that's literally it. Just get lost. Like just go do whatever it is that you need to be able to do. If something interests you and if something excites you, if you say tomorrow you want to do traveling and you want to like create content across like every West African, country or every African country, just go do it because that's where luck might find you. Um, so just do as much as possible. Get lost, man. Like to be very honest, I feel like that's that's it. So yeah.
yeah, that's another get lost advice. What about you, NK? We don't want to get lost, please.
I feel like MXC just spoke my mind because I'm looking to tour West Africa like
Nah,
second quarter of
we don't want to get lost,
the year.
please. Oh
God
yeah,
has
Literally,
oh
God
South
has
Africa.
sent me.
Yeah,
God has
like
sent me to you, madam.
I just heard it
Listen
loud
to the
and
voice of the
clear.
Lord.
Just heard it loud and clear. Someone was asked me a question that if you knew you had to do something 5 times and fail and pass at
mm-hmm.
this sixth time,
Same
how
time.
fast will you
Yeah.
do five? Yeah. How fast will you fail 5 times to pass at the sixth time? So
Mm,
like you have to my advice is you have to keep doing. Like even if you fail, just like you will never know until maybe one work out. So you're
mm, mm.
creative, and if you don't create and you're no longer a creative, just
Yeah.
like someone that paints. Once they stop painting for like maybe 2 3 months, you're not a painter. Like you're not painting,
Mm,
so you're a painter. So if you're creative, you should create at least move 1% towards your goal every day, no matter how small. Move it, like do something, learn something, connect with people, like go for networking events, meet someone, like collaborate, share, do something. Don't just stay like no man is an island. Yeah.
yeah, cool, cool. Thanks so much. What about you, so?
Um, One advice.
Yeah.
Hmm, just keep creating and enjoy what you're creating. Uh, to me, the best opportunities that I've had that have come to me as a creative was when I wasn't searching, was when I wasn't, was when I was just having fun and trying things
Mm,
out. So just create whatever comes to mind. Try every idea, that comes to mind. You don't have to be the best at it, but just enjoy it, understand it, just create. If you want to be a painter, paint what comes to mind, explore and make research and make findings. And you know, my character Adrian that I'm working with now is it started from I drew when I was bored. I picked up the paper on the floor. It was dirty. I cleaned up the paper. I trimmed the edge, and I drew it. And now
mm,
it has what has paid my bills, taken me around the world, made me who I am today from just playing and also
mm.
just keep creating and being inspired and motivated by not just the best people, but even the ordinary people. You know, so opportunities and greatness will come at the time they will come, but the only time you are prepared for your opportunity is while you are doing the thing that
Mm,
you can execute, use to execute the opportunity.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't build a house if you don't know how to arrange the block now.
Yeah, foundation. Yeah, I mean
You know, they
that's
can't they
that's
can't
that's.
give a carpenter a welder's job.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
Yeah,
to know what you are doing, then the opportunity will find you. Sometimes some people who haven't gotten the big opportunity could be that you might not be prepared. It might be you have time discipline. Might be that you are focusing too much on the aspects of the things. Might be that you're focusing too much on money. It might be
yeah,
that you are too proud. It's all these small things,
yeah. Facts, facts, facts.
that so you just know yourself, be honest, and keep creating, and enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you're wasting your time. uh
Definitely. Thanks so
that's
much.
what I feel.
Thanks so much, guys. I mean, this is actually very worth it. Before I give my last closing speech, I think I know you have a question in the comments. Someone is asking you what you're currently investing in. Maybe I should even ask all of you, so you can probably even share with us what you're currently like working on,
Okay, this
your
is
projects.
Oh shit, this is live.
Demi.
What do
Yeah,
you
it's
say?
live now.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay,
Ah,
that
this is
answers
Yeah,
what
my
I've been.
question.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say,
What
Alan?
are you guys investing in?
Okay, what am I currently investing in?
Yeah.
So my own life, personal life, I'm starting afresh in a lot of things and in my life. I'm in a new space now and a new studio, like everything I'm starting afresh. So I'm realigning. So I'm currently investing on the things I didn't used to invest in. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Which I can't specifically share, but what I can say is I'm investing in my mind, and I'm also investing in my work structure. Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
this requires money and it also requires time. Why I'm investing in my mind? I've always invested in my mind, but now I am being more disciplined about that and not just creating based on vibe, but it's creating based on structure because you have to move with the way the economy and also the world is moving. Let's say you used to paint whenever you like, you like to sip juice when you're painting or something. This is an
Yeah.
example. And now things are moving in ways, materials are becoming scarce. You need to
Mm.
readjust your work structure. That's why you see companies are doing new designs. MTN changed their logo. You think it's based on vibes. There's a reason.
Mm.
So I'm currently investing more into my structure. I started taking interns.
Mm.
I'm currently interning two people, and that is a structure not just for them but for myself because
Yeah.
I've not been creating as much as I would normally create. So having interns is another way of having people who can who I can share my knowledge with, and who will also who I'll also see and remind myself of where I was to be able to keep doing. Do you understand? And
Mm.
yeah, investing when it comes to financial investment, it is basically investing in your materials. I'm investing in my art materials. I'm investing
Mm.
in things that will make work bigger, and also some shares, in the markets, basically. Um, so yeah, and all these things are like stages, they are
Yeah.
steps. So if you just need to cut your coat according to your
Understand.
size. That's another mental investment. Don't try to put yourself where some of your colleagues are because they are moving big, because they are moving doesn't mean that you have to push yourself too far from where you are. Your foundation is different from their foundation. This is
Yeah.
something I was told by one of my advisor in the art space. You have to work with your own foundation, and everybody will still meet in the place. Basquiat, for example, Andy Warhol was a bigger artist than him, right? Like way bigger artist than him. He has the money, he has the structure. Basquiat was just walking by the streets and he saw him and he brought out his little artworks and showed him in the restaurant. Oh, this is what I do, and and eventually after a couple of years, they became on the same level.
Hmm.
Do you understand? So because
Yeah.
Warhol was already there a long time ago, doesn't mean that the person, even if they are is a bit older or their ages are a bit closer,
Yeah.
you will get to where you need to be, right? So just focus on more on the foundation. So investing in your foundation is very important. I
Thanks
can't
so
tell you where
much.
to invest
Thanks,
money.
thanks, thanks.
I can't tell you
Thanks
where
so
I
much.
can't put money and it's become big,
Yeah,
overnight.
but
But having a personal structural found investment in yourself and in your materials yeah, is what I can say
thanks
about
so much, Yusuf. I mean, that's has been very insightful. What about you, Enke?
Okay.
What are you currently? What projects are you currently like working on, or what are you investing in right now?
So here in Abuja, what I do for a living is that I work on ads and commercials for brands. So I'm investing in getting more equipment, more gears, light here, light stand there, a gimbal there, drone here. But long term, I'm trying to invest in experiences. Like I want to
Hmm.
travel the world, like long term. I don't want to, yeah. I want to travel the world
South
long term. So
Africa.
I'm also investing. I'm also investing in getting my things in place for that, like saving up
Yeah.
enough money to like go to Asia and stay for like 2 years and not come back and just yeah, like I
That's
don't want
changed.
to
When you are going to Asia, take me. Oh. Where in Asia? I want to go to Japan.
yeah, I'll be
And don't
like Japan
worry,
for sure.
I'll be drawing. I'll document every process for free.
Yeah, so I want to travel the world for sure. That's like yeah, that's my
Yeah. What
investment.
about you, the Martin? Yeah. Thank you so much, Enke.
Man, I mean, I told you so to employ me already. So it's had to be taking intense. So I don't mind
So
maybe a
that's what
role here and
you're
Yeah,
investing
now
in.
wait. By end of next
I mean,
month, I'll put out another open call. So, but I can't tell my boss now. Say, Emmanuel, sha.
but yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think my focus, which has been for years now, is music in Africa. I'm very passionate about independent artists, and because I kind of like lead the story. So there's a lot of work that I'm doing like every time to be able to make sure they have like better experiences. Like so with more crews that we established like last month, we are
Yeah.
basically putting in like resources in place to be able to like make artists get better visibility and everything. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's my major investment. I'm also invested in media in one way or the other. I'm investing in new media brands as a ghost actually, so nobody really knows which who I'm investing in. So, but yeah, I feel like there's gonna be Faust 27 this year, focusing on social commentary. Last year Fast 26 was focused on romance and love, and this year is going to be focused on social justice and social commentary and things like that particular to our day to day lives majorly. So that's where all my money and all my energy is going to right now. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one from you guys. So let me also like share what I'm currently working on. I mean, what I'm investing in. Let me put it that way.
Nice to
Same,
meet
same.
you, God.
I mean, many people know me as an entertainment lawyer, intellectual property and entertainment lawyer. But if you notice, throughout this whole session, I'm not even trying to like advise legally or do this and that.
Yeah, I guess we lost him there, right? Excuse me.
Yeah, it's frozen here.
I thought I froze to everybody. Don't disappear.
Guys, should we all disappear so that it comes back and like should we disappear?
If someone is using argument, I'm talking money. Me for me, the stocks. Just you can try Dangote Cement, you can try Boa Cement, MTN. You know, those are the ones that are really doing well.
Is this
So
a
that's what I can
financial
say.
advice?
What do you say?
Say, is this a financial advice?
Yeah, is the person that asked what I'm currently investing, and the person said no. You know, they're talking about money, how to
Oh,
multiply profits.
do you
So
invest like financially?
I try you. I try my
Okay.
best. It's not easy. You know, the way the world, like the way Nigeria is moving now, a lot is happening, right? So um yeah, I'm trying. But if I mean, I invest mostly in my work, to be honest, because I create pieces, and you know, whatever I create, the value I put on it, and how I. So the investment I use in getting more profit is basically to um, find bigger opportunities on where to present those works. You know, get better materials because your material will show in your work basically. So as an artist is kind of different um, when you're creating pieces. You know, I travel. I use my money to travel. You know, so I can get other opportunities. And when I get them, they pay. But they don't pay immediately. You know, obviously, it takes time. So dear me, RMJ. That's all I can say.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Hey, crazily, my network got disconnected. So sorry about that. You guys can hear me very well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. I mean, I
Yes.
was saying that I've lost my line of thought. So I was saying, I mean, I'm known as an entertainment lawyer. So usually people know me to probably share legal nuggets, this and that. But I'm trying to like create this particular space for creatives to also understand the business and the creative parts of whatever it is that they are creating. I mean, it's one thing for them to continue to create. I mean, as a photographer, as an artist, as someone working or partaking in the entertainment industry, you can easily just continue to create without even minding whatever it is that are the other things that you should also be taking care of in terms of your mental health, in terms of your decisions, in terms of every other thing, even your talents. You need to like understand how to monetize it. So that is why this particular platform is created to bring on board like intelligent, amazing people just like you guys to explain and let us in into what your world looks like. And I mean, that's what the three of you have been able to like do in this past almost 2 hours now. And I'm really, really grateful that you guys made this particular edition a success. Kudos to you guys. I mean, as one particular everyone said, kudos to you guys.
Thank you for having us. It
Thanks
was
so
really
much.
insightful.
Thank you
Yes.
for having me. Thank you
I mean,
for having us.
that's how we wrap it up. Thanks so much,
Namaste.
guys. So till the next edition, everyone watching, that will be next month, April. Thank you so much, and see you guys.
Sayonara.
Bye.